Mate, big win to go top of the league, coming from behind. Rivals saying you being salty, saying that you guys robbed it. It weren't a great performance, though. What did you make of it overall, Sam?
This is one of those performances where you go away, get the 3 points, and you run. You run back to Anfield because that was rubbish. Liverpool were rubbish today. And I'm not going to gloss over it, but it's one of those games where you don't care about the performance, just get the 3 points. Don't care about the performance, just get the 3 points. I mean, when you break it down, Crystal Palace were brilliant today. They defended us very well. To be fair, Allison made a brilliant save early on in the game. But I won't lie to you, the guy kind of hit it straight at him with that shot. But, Allison does Allison things. But really and truly, I didn't really have a problem with the defense today. For me, the problem that I had was the attack and the attacking midfielders in that game, especially Gravenberch and Szoboszlai. There is something not clicking with our attack. We only had 2 shots on target. Clinical, we scored both of them, but we only had 2 shots on target. And if you remember before, I think it was a couple of games before, I said this. I'm not going to go over the top, but I'm looking at our attack right now. Our attack hasn't been clicking. But Elliot was brilliant when he came on. His goal. Now, I've been actually calling Elliot to do that for a very long time because he gets into these half spaces. And what he always does, he either passes it off or tries to make a through ball where he can actually drive. This is the first time he actually drove and shot. Taking advantage of the goalkeeper that had an injury, I had to come up with a substitute goalkeeper and said, let me just shoot. One thing I am proud of Liverpool this season that we didn't really have in other seasons is that our midfielders are wait.
Look at that. Look. Man's well happy with the win. Man's got fireworks and everything.
But one thing I'm happy about this team is that our team is actually now trying to shoot from outside the box or trying to shoot just in general. We didn't have that before, which is actually paying dividends. You saw the 4 goals that we scored against Fulham. Obviously, the goal that Elliot scored today. It just shows that, and I have to keep the same energy. When Arsenal played, I think it was Luton, and they beat them 4-3. Wasn't good, but you come out and you get the 3 points. And what finally I've been praying about with Liverpool this season, take advantage when you're playing first so you can put pressure on Arsenal and Man City to catch up. Because usually we don't do it, but now today we did it.
Well, that's just it. I mean, as you say, it was a very poor performance up until Mo Salah's goal, but it's not as though you've been performing that poorly all season. So I don't think it's something for Liverpool fans to worry themselves about, to be stressed about. You take the 3 points, as you say, you go back to Anfield, you enjoy the whole rest of the weekend's football now. You don't have to worry about any of it. You could spend the weekend top if Arsenal fail to win against Aston Villa. What did you? I want to ask you, what did you make of the second yellow card for Andre Ayew, which rivals are all saying was a complete and utter robbery? I saw it as a cynical foul stopping a counter-attack, which is always a yellow card. How did you personally see it?
Listen, Liverpool were poor today, but if rivals are saying that we robbed them, you need to be shouting at Crystal Palace because they led to their own downfall. What Ayew did there was hit on him. That was on him. And second of all, remember when we played Tottenham and Jota had those 2 yellow cards and they said, oh, it's his fault, it's Jota's fault, even though we were arguing that maybe those 2 yellow cards weren't. Do you get what I'm saying? Well, that's Ayew's fault. That's Ayew's fault. If it was fouling the play, Elliot going on a counter attack or kicking the ball away, that is on you. You're on your yellow card. You should know that. You're in the ascendancy. You're 1-0 up. As soon as Ayew came off and we started playing against 10 men, I knew we were going to win the match. It was a formality from them because when we were cutting through them and they were sitting back deeper, Crystal Palace have to go into the dressing room and look at Ayew and side eye him because he lost them the game practically.
No, listen, I agree. From my point of view, I don't think Palace were hard done by. Ayew let them down. He shouldn't have got himself booked initially. He shouldn't be making that tackle on a yellow card, even if you don't think it's 100% a yellow, or maybe there should be a higher threshold once you're already booked. You're taking a risk. You didn't need to bring Harvey Elliott down there. On the ball, Ayew's going to be quicker than him. Just get in front of him and slow him down. And maybe, just maybe, Crystal Palace are sitting there with 3 points today. Liverpool taking a big L at that point, no shots on target. And the game is completely and utterly different. So Ayew is the villain here, not the referee, not Liverpool, in my opinion. And I think scapegoating the referee to try and make rivals feel better, I think, or Palace feel better, is wrong. The commentators were doing it. They were saying how much of nowhere near a red. I'm sitting there thinking, if it was the other way around and the Liverpool player wasn't booked, they'd be saying, Palace have been hard done by here. They should have been down to 10 men, Liverpool. 100% no. And how do I know this? When Konate brought down, I can't remember.
Oh, I know the game you're talking about. Yeah.
No different to that Ayew foul in terms of the area of the pitch and the moment in the game. And everybody said it should have been a second yellow. He should have been off the pitch. Why didn't it happen? That's a robbery. So now today that it was done, suddenly it's no, those things shouldn't be yellow cards. The energy is different. And again, I dislike Liverpool with every fiber of my football being, but I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite and suddenly say that those situations are not yellow cards. It's crazy to me.
Exactly. In football, what we just do, and one thing I do like about you, Terry, and I do, is hold the same energy across all balls. That's what we talk about, VAR, the referees, even each team, like, hold the same energy. If I believe that Konate should have got a second yellow card that game, and I can't remember the team that we played, then it should have been a second yellow card for Ayew as well. We got out lucky today, 100%, but we're top of the league, and we keep on going until January.
Listen, you absolutely have to. Sean here says, contradicting himself again. No, I'm not contradicting myself. I said Konate should have got a second yellow in that game. Therefore, I have to think Ayew has to get a second yellow in this game. Otherwise, I would be contradicting myself. Maradon the moron here says, Terry, you were ready to cook Liverpool today. Now you have to try and talk unbiased. Do you know what's really funny about Maradon? Maradon always calls me out for not being fair and respectful to Liverpool. When I do it, he hates that I do it, and he still attacks me. That's why we call him Maradon the moron, because he is I love him, but I love him because he is the biggest hypocrite and the biggest hater out there. But do you know why I love him? This man, this grown man, watches every single thing I do my whole life. So thank you, brother. You're an absolute legend. You can hold that, my G. You can hold that. We got some super chats here. If Konza could save Liverpool instead of spending 80 to 90 million on two centre backs, now can spend on one world-class central defender.
No, get a defender. Get a defender. No. Please learn from your mistakes of past seasons and get a defender. Please get a defender, because Matip's.
We know Matt.
Yeah, exactly. He's gone to the end of the season. You can't trust Joe Gomez or Konate because they are very injury prone. So please don't be sentimental. don't rest on your laurels. Just go and get defenders.
Yeah. Wabba here says, Liverpool did nothing until the red card. You can hardly call that a champions win. Whenever Liverpool win, they always something Arsenal
usurp Arsenal.
You pass Arsenal as contenders. How? Well, again, you can't. I haven't said that. I haven't said they're more favourites to win it than Arsenal. But I do think it's a champions win purely because they did nothing up until that point, but they still got the win. They got it done. They got it over the line by hook or by crook. And that is what every champion of the Premier League in the last 30 plus years has done. Between 5 and 10 times every single season it happens. Rack, what did you make of it today, bro?
It was pretty shit, to be absolutely honest. We won. And I think this is the slight difference. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Arsenal. I think Arteta's doing a good job. I've said it for a few years. But the difference is the Arsenal fans will come on here and say, yeah, this is champions performance. This is, amazing. We're top of the league, all this kind of stuff. And I think we're slightly different in the sense that we'll call it more like it is. That was a shit performance. We got lucky. I think it is a second yellow card because it's a counter-attack. He doesn't get the ball. In those situations, they're always a yellow card. He'd been warned prior to that for another foul, and his first yellow card standing in front of the free kick is also a textbook yellow card. So, but it's also a penalty, and I have no problems with it being brought back a minute and a half and all that kind of stuff. I think that's fair too. But we got lucky, and Selhurst Park is always a tough place for us to go. No matter how shit they are, and no matter how good we are, we always find it tough there. So we got lucky, but we'll like we were saying, take those points and run back to Liverpool because we got away with one.
Yeah, I can understand that logic. 110%. I do. This is in terms of the game. Why do you think you guys were so poor today, performance-wise, in your opinion?
Selhurst Park is always a difficult place for us to go. Although their team on paper looked pretty shocking, to be honest. I was like, if we don't win today, we must be doing something wrong. But yeah, they were up for it, and they were tough to break down. And actually, we found them. We didn't even get a shot on target, I think, in the first half. And we were just not on it. I want Darwin Nunez to come good, right? And don't get me wrong, at the point where he went off, Salah hadn't had a good game, Diaz hadn't had a good game. It was all three of them. But the thing is that Darwin Nunez's link-up play is just not there, man. If he's not causing chaos, then he's not doing anything. And I think serious questions, because it's been a year and a half now. It's been a year and a half. And I want it to work for him. I want him to be a success. But especially when it comes up against those deep blocks, low blocks, when he's actually got to link up. I know he's had some decent link up with Mo, but it's just not enough. And sometimes I almost think that's playing in his mind a little bit. Like there was a couple of bits of play in the first half where he was in a decent opportunity to have a strike, but he either chooses to lay it off to the wrong person or just ends up losing the ball. And I don't want to look. Someone's in this thing saying Darwin's a scapegoat. I don't want to scapegoat him. I want to give him a chance. I want him to win. I want him to be a success. But his performance today didn't give us anything.
Listen,
I just have to say that.
Listen, I think the Liverpool fan base have been very good in supporting Darwin Nunez, even with his mishaps and everything. Yeah, but I can't lie, my patience is wearing thin, very thin. Because this game could have been easily the Luton game. Where there was one time where Trent made an unbelievable cross into the box. And then instead of trying to head it, he tries to go on his right foot and completely fluffs it. And I'm just like, Darwin, if we don't win today, we need you to be clinical. We need you to be clinical in these kind of games. And I really want Darwin Nunez to succeed. But if we're going to go for a league title, all our attackers need to be firing. Like Salah cannot do it by himself. He cannot do it by himself.
Andrew, from your point of view as an outsider in looking at Darwin Nunez, do you think that's fair criticism from the boys surrounding him?
Yeah, because we shouldn't be having Allison as your man of the match every game, because his saves shouldn't be. They should be mentioned briefly. It should be like Nunez should be scoring one or two of these chances, and it should be more comfortable. But Liverpool get by, and I don't really care. I think in this part of the season, it's all about the results, not the performances. So many games up and coming, especially over the Christmas period and New Year, and everything like that. But yeah, Darwin Nunez should be. I mean, I thought the way at the start of the season I predicted Liverpool in a title race because of their attacking options, but recently it's been like more defence and a goalkeeper situation that's getting them through. I mean, Allison today, that double save was just, and the one at the end, just outstanding. He's a cheat code. And that's why if you win a league, your goalkeeper plays a very important, it can save you points. It saves you like 10 to 12 points a season. They saved them from a draw, at least. But on Darwin Nunez, yeah, I thought he should do, but I thought Gakpo did really well when he came on. Very important. And on the red card, bro, that second yellow card I've got no problem with. Blame him for the first yellow card. It's stupid. It's like the yellow cards where you get, like Luke Shaw the other night kicked the ball away with a yellow card, right? And that's the yellow card. And then he kicked away again in the second half. He's just running the risk. It's stupid. Yeah,
if it had been sent off for that, Luke Shaw, it would have been one of them things where you say, harsh, but you know the rules. You're on a yellow card. You don't do anything that could. And yeah, it annoys me when people are on yellow cards and then they commit a foul that we know is a yellow card foul. That sometimes referees get, and we know referees can be inconsistent with it. I'm just not going to be inconsistent with it. If it's a yellow card, it's a yellow card, and we all scream at Rodri when he don't get his yellow cards. But yeah, when it's Andre Ayew against Liverpool, suddenly we think to ourselves, no, it's okay. You mentioned there, like, it's that this time of the season is more about the wins than it is the performances. When you look at the way Liverpool won today, do you think this is a sign that, you know, they're top of the league? That's one sign. They've only lost one game all year. They've got the know-how of winning Premier Leagues. How big a favourite? Do you think they're moving closer towards City as being one of the favourites to win the league, or do you think they're already there?
No, I think they're one of the favourites. They are one of the favourites. I think he will need to make a choice the deeper they go into the Europa League in terms of his selections, especially if they're up there and he'll need to see whether he wants to go in the cup as well, because, you know what I mean, he'll need to start making those type of choices the deeper they go. But yeah, they're up there. Like I think Rack said it. If Arsenal would come on here and 1-2-1, you'd be hearing champions performance, like away at Luton the other day. Champions performance. Selhurst Park is a tougher ground to go than Luton is. Selhurst Park is a mean place to go, you know. And they, like I said, they didn't do anything. I don't think Liverpool had a shot on target in the first half, right? I don't think they had a shot on target.
They didn't have a shot on target until Mo Salah's goal.
Right. And even that was a deflected shot, right? But they probably would have got a penalty anyway because the Joe Ward fouled whoever it was.
Yeah. They would have
been brought back for that. But yeah, most definitely up there. But choices will have to be made the deeper they go into the competitions about what they're going to, in terms of selection. The midfield's an issue, I think, still. They need to go, if they buy a DM in January, a proper one, an actual one that establishes their authority, then yeah, they are solidified. And they'll run close or win it, unfortunately.
We have some